The Dwayne Johnson-Vin Diesel drama, a long-running Hollywood feud continues. Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel, two of the most famous and beloved action stars in Hollywood, have shared their fair share of on-screen chemistry, primarily within the blockbuster Fast and Furious franchise. However, behind the glitz and glam of Hollywood, a long-standing and very public feud between the two has been brewing for years. It has become one of the most talked-about tensions in the industry, with fans and media outlets alike speculating on the root causes, its effects on their careers, and whether the two will ever fully reconcile. The drama between the two superstars has never truly dissipated, and recent events have reignited discussions about their rivalry. Despite occasional olive branches and statements to the press suggesting a peaceful resolution, there seems to be no end in sight for the drama between Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel. The rise of tension between Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel. The beginnings of the tension between these two actors can be traced back to the Fast and Furious franchise, a series known for its high-octane action, fast cars, and camaraderie among its ensemble cast. While the franchise may have initially brought them together, it also sowed the seeds for the discord that would later surface in the media. For years, Johnson and Diesel seemed to work well together on set, with their respective roles, Johnson playing the formidable Luke Hobbs and Diesel as Dominic Toretto, becoming iconic parts of the series. However, everything changed in 2016 during the filming of The Fate of the Furious, the 8th installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. It was around this time that Dwayne Johnson began to voice his frustrations with certain individuals on set, specifically calling out one of his co-stars in an Instagram post. In a now infamous message, Johnson referred to one of his male co-stars as a candy ass, leading many to speculate that he was talking about Vin Diesel. This public post set off a chain of events that would fuel months of media frenzy and back-and-forth jabs between the two actors. The Instagram post that started it all. In the Instagram post, Johnson made it clear that he had issues with certain people on set, but he was careful not to name names. However, it didn't take long for fans and media outlets to connect the dots, especially considering the tense dynamic between Johnson and Diesel on set. While Johnson never directly confirmed that he was referring to Diesel, it was widely assumed that the post was aimed at his co-star. This marked the beginning of what would become a heated public feud that would last for years. Vin Diesel, ever the professional, responded to Johnson's post in interviews and public statements, trying to downplay the drama and asserting that the two had differences but would continue to work together for the good of the Fast and Furious franchise. Diesel even made statements suggesting that he and Johnson had a complicated relationship but were still able to collaborate and make great movies together. Despite these claims of professionalism, it was clear that the tension between the two actors remained palpable. Dwayne Johnson's departure from the Fast and Furious franchise. The tension between Johnson and Diesel reached a boiling point when Dwayne Johnson made the decision to leave the Fast and Furious franchise after The Fate of the Furious. Johnson's departure was met with a mixture of reactions from fans and critics. Some fans expressed disappointment that they wouldn't see Hobbs interact with the Toretto crew anymore, while others were simply excited to see the actor pursue other ventures. Johnson's exit marked a significant moment in the series' history, as his character had been one of the driving forces behind the franchise's revitalization in recent years. Johnson's departure was also the result of his strained relationship with Diesel. The two reportedly clashed on set over creative differences, with Johnson wanting more control over his character's development and Diesel taking issue with Johnson's behavior on set. Despite their disagreements, both actors remained professional enough to continue working together on The Fate of the Furious, but it was clear that their differences were taking a toll on the overall dynamics of the production. Vin Diesel's response and public attempts at reconciliation. In the years following Johnson's exit from the Fast and Furious franchise, Vin Diesel has made several public statements aimed at mending the relationship with his co-star. Diesel has referred to Johnson as a brother on multiple occasions and expressed his desire to resolve their differences. In 2021, Diesel even took to social media to extend a public olive branch to Johnson, asking him to return to the franchise for the final Fast and Furious film. Diesel's message seemed heartfelt, as he credited Johnson's character with helping to elevate the franchise and bring it to new heights. However, despite these attempts at reconciliation, Dwayne Johnson remained firm in his decision not to return to the Fast and Furious franchise. In an interview, Johnson explained that he had no intention of rejoining the series, citing personal and professional reasons for his decision. Johnson also emphasized that, while he respected the franchise and its legacy, he believed that it was time for him to focus on other projects. The Golden Globes moment, a glimmer of hope? Despite years of public feuding and occasional tension, There was a brief moment of hope for fans who hoped that the two actors might finally bury the hatchet. During the 2024 Golden Globe Awards, Vin Diesel, who was in attendance at the event, publicly acknowledged Dwayne Johnson. While presenting an award, Diesel noticed Johnson in the audience and gave him a shout-out, saying, "Hey Dwayne." The moment was lighthearted, and the crowd responded with laughter and applause. While some fans took this as a sign that the tension between the two actors had finally dissipated, Dwayne Johnson's reaction was far from warm. As the camera panned to him, he gave a quick smile, but it soon faded, and he looked back at the stage without offering any further acknowledgement. The brief exchange between the two actors was awkward and highlighted the ongoing tension that still exists between them. While Diesel's shout-out may have seemed like an olive branch, Johnson's cold response seemed to indicate that the feud was far from over. The fallout from the Golden Globes moment. The Golden Globes moment quickly went viral, with fans and the media speculating on what it meant for the future of the relationship between the two stars. While some believed that the moment could signal a thaw in their feud, others felt that it was just another indication that the rift between Diesel and Johnson would never fully heal. The awkwardness of the encounter only served to remind fans of the long-standing drama between the two actors, and the speculation surrounding their feud continued to swirl. In the aftermath of the Golden Globes moment, there were several theories as to why Dwayne Johnson responded the way he did. Some believed that Johnson may have been caught off guard by Diesel's public acknowledgement, while others speculated that he simply wasn't interested in engaging with his former co-star. Regardless of the reason, the moment served as a reminder that Hollywood feuds, even when they appear to have been resolved, can resurface at any time. The future of Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's relationship. As of now, it seems that Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's feud is far from over. While both actors have made attempts to publicly reconcile and move past their differences, their relationship remains strained. Whether or not the two will ever fully mend their relationship is uncertain, but fans of the Fast and Furious franchise continue to hope that the two will eventually put their differences aside for the good of the series. For now, it seems that the saga of Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's drama will continue to play out in the public eye. Despite their differences, both actors continue to enjoy successful careers, with Johnson expanding his reach in Hollywood through his production company and Diesel remaining an integral part of the Fast and Furious franchise. Only time will tell if the two will ever reconcile fully, but until then the tension between these two Hollywood stars is likely to remain a point of interest for fans and the media alike. The future of Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's relationship. As of now, it seems that Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's feud is far from over. While both actors have made attempts to publicly reconcile and move past their differences, their relationship remains strained. Whether or not the two will ever fully mend their relationship is uncertain, but fans of the Fast and Furious franchise continue to hope that the two will eventually put their differences aside for the good of the series. For now, it seems that the saga of Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's drama will continue to play out in the public eye. Despite their differences, both actors continue to enjoy successful careers, with Johnson expanding his reach in Hollywood through his production company and Diesel remaining an integral part of the Fast and Furious franchise. Only time will tell if the two will ever reconcile fully, but until then the tension between these two Hollywood stars is likely to remain a point of interest for fans and the media alike.